What's up guys, welcome to the channel, and today we're going to do some reaction video from China, which is very close to my homeland, and definitely they have some issues right there with so many older single women. So let's see what this video is all about.
Men nowadays have really become more and more picky. Before the Spring Festival, I went on a blind date with a guy. He really made me angry. I told him I could cook, and he responded, "But you're older." I said I can drive and do housework, and he still said, "But you're older." I told him that I would be even more virtuous in the future, and he still only focused on the fact that I'm older.
Yes, because of course, because we all know that women has an expiration date, right? Most of them around 35, they produce less egg, and of course they produce weaker offspring. That's what the study says, and that's also I'm referring to the some studies that I've watched or read before.
I really felt like this kind of response was so discouraging, and it hurt my feelings. In fact, they would rather find a girl in her 20s, even though she only earns 3,000 yuan a month.
So as you can see guys, men don't really mind if you are earning less or no work at all or don't have any degree, as long as you can bring us peace and you can definitely make our balls drain. That's the main idea as well. But yeah, definitely older women doesn't really that gives us like Asian men do think that you cannot provide or give us good offspring.
But they can treat her like a princess at home, pamper her, and support her. They are unwilling to accept an older single woman who is capable and knows how to do everything.
It doesn't really matter if you do know everything, because when I got married around at the age of 26, me and my wife doesn't have that experience at all, and we learn from our own experiences, and it doesn't really matter if you want to showcase your experience when you are getting older, because that doesn't really matter for men who are looking for a partner.
I feel like society has really changed a lot now.
No, I think that's still the same, right? Because from the men's perspective, basically we want women or having a wife which is definitely caring, thoughtful, and also will take care of us in terms of our needs in every day that we are even going to work. We just want someone who will make us our food and also prepare us dinner when we go back, and then give us peace. That is very simple kind of thing that we all men want, right?
Many people's views on relationships have become more and more realistic, and the prejudice against age has become more and more severe. It seems that all abilities and advantages are not as important as the label of age. This idea really makes me feel a bit lost and helpless. It looks like this year's Spring Festival, I won't be able to bring a boyfriend home for the holiday.
作为一个优质大连剩女，我没有职业歧视，但是我想说的是
As a high-quality older single woman, I have never had any prejudice or discrimination.
Okay, so they are labeling themselves as high quality women because they associated this with their degree, how many degrees they have, and also their experiences in life, or how many or how much money they earn. It doesn't really matter to us, guys, really.
Against people's professions. But I want to say this. Those guys with a monthly salary of 3,000 to 4,000 yuan, I really hope you will stop coming after me. In the past, the boyfriends I had were wealthy second-generation individuals with annual incomes in the millions. The living conditions...
Okay, she's just bragging about that she's having an ex-boyfriend who earns million, but where are they now? And yet, she's older. She gets old. She can produce good offspring. Just her experience and also her income. That's the only thing that she can brag about herself. But she cannot provide a good, healthy offspring or children.
were completely different. Moreover, the world of the wealthy second generation is worlds apart from your lives. How could I possibly stand on the same level as you guys? I was once a woman who was protected by an eagle, who had experienced luxurious and decent lives. I can no longer accept a life that is as ordinary as that of a sparrow.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What a waste. High maintenance.
I'm not looking down on you. It's just that my life experiences and perspective have reached a new level.
I'm not looking down on you. Oh my. It seems like it. Oh, wait. She has a cat's eye. Okay.
I hope you can understand, and I wish you all the best in finding the right partner for your
Or maybe you're just telling that to yourself because probably the man are probably finding the right partner which is more younger than you.
selves. I believe that everyone should choose their partner based on their own standards, and I also have my own bottom line and standards. After all, my past experiences have given me
Oh my gosh. I mean, she's bragging her past experience and look at her right now, right? She's one of those girls who are just creating content for the internet and yeah, spewing bad things about men, about how their how's their life being with her, or she doesn't care about your she does care about your income, which is a red flag for me. Red flag, definitely a red flag. So watch out for this type of women, guys.
more options and considerations.
我发现有些女的真的是离谱，他妈给离谱开门，那是离谱到家了。
Okay, so even though I didn't understand anything that she said, definitely she's yelling and definitely she's mocking everyone or every man that has lower income and probably don't have a good standard or in the community.
I find some women's thinking really hard to understand. It's simply outrageously exaggerated. They
Or I'm just wrong.
always think they should find a partner who is perfect in every way.
Okay. Alright. I will rephrase that. So definitely I misinterpret that she's everything that she is saying. So basically it's the other way around. Which is I think okay. Protect this woman at all cost. Okay. Let's hope that I'm correct this time.
However, their standards are so high that they are unwilling to make even the slightest compromise.
Correct.
Sometimes, just because a partner has a slightly bent nose hair, they think it's a deal breaker. This mindset baffles me because, you know, when you were in your 20s, you couldn't find that 100% perfect match. So how can you expect to find it now that you're in your 30s or 40s?
Right.
I really want to ask you, older single women, who gave you this kind of courage? Is it the female celebrities cheering you on? I sincerely advise you all, fairy ladies, I have a word for you. If you think you found a man who meets every one of your requirements and you can't find any flaws, I bet this man has one flaw, and that is, he doesn't fancy you at all. If you don't believe me, you can keep waiting. You're in your 30s now, thinking you're still young and have plenty of time? Well, you can wait until your 40s, 50s, or even 60s, 70s. And keep waiting, right? But when you're old, and eventually become a lonely old person, you can still wait for your Prince Charming.
And we all know that is not going to happen, right?
Don't say I didn't warn you. Dear girls, when we look for a suitable husband, the key is not in setting a perfect partner according to your own standards, as if it's like computer programming, where you input a program and a perfect match will automatically appear and the man will be yours. The reality is, you can only choose between someone who treats you well and someone who meets your standards, whether it's his financial ability, appearance, or other aspects.
That's
As long
correct.
as you can find a balance and choose a man who meets at least one of your requirements, you're already doing well. So, when you all keep being so picky, it really makes me furious. I can't even introduce you to a man who would meet your satisfaction. If you're still unwilling to listen to advice and continue waiting, then wait until the day comes when you're a lonely old person. Don't
And probably during that time you can even wipe your own butt.
say I didn't warn you.
给大家讲一个我接咨询过程当中遇到的真实的故事啊。
I want to share a real story that I encountered in marriage and dating counseling. Last week, a man came to me for consultation. He is quite a successful guy, earning around 2 million yuan annually, living in a first-tier city. He has 2 children, a nice property, and overall, his financial situation is excellent.
Okay.
He also has clear requirements for his marriage. So, he came to me to inquire about what kind of partner he could find at his age. I told him that, based on his situation, it might be difficult to find an unmarried young woman because he is not young anymore, born in 1982, and he...
Oh, he's almost the same age like me, but still, I'm struggling to find my own path in life. Still struggling to get by, of course, but with the help of doing side hustles, of course, I managed to provide for my family and do some online full-time work as well.
He already has 2 children. However, if he is willing to consider someone who has been married before but has no children, or someone who has been divorced with a daughter, it would be relatively easier, especially if the woman is attractive.
No, probably not. If that is in my case, no, I'll stay with my kids. I think that's the best thing, because it does really hard. Although I'm not in that situation, but I think it is really hard for the children to have another partner in your life. If the situation gets worse, they don't even let's say get along with each other, so that will be a burden for you, right?
Upon hearing this, the man replied that his requirements were not high and he could accept a divorced woman with children, no problem. Hearing this, I had a favorable impression of him. I thought he was a responsible, easygoing guy. So, I thought of a woman who had been married briefly but had no children and was in good condition, and I decided to introduce her to him. I sent him the woman's photo directly, only for him to reply immediately. She has an internet celebrity face. I
Okay.
don't like it. In that moment, I felt completely slapped in the face. This incident made me realize that many men who appear to have great conditions and low requirements actually have high internal standards. Especially for men who earn millions of yuan a year, their standards are not simple. In fact, they can be quite high. You can't just judge their mate selection based on their surface conditions. As I mentioned before, many excellent men actually don't lack women. So women, when you meet these outstanding men, you need to be more proactive. In fact, many successful men have already found their ideal partners when they were in college or just entering the workforce.
Yeah.
Therefore, their single period is very short. So, if you want to pursue such men, you must seize the opportunity and take the initiative. If you're not proactive, someone else will soon introduce them to potential partners. I once met a very successful man from Hangzhou. At that time, I happened to have a female fan with good conditions and the right age. I casually made the connection, introducing them to each other, and they quickly started talking. So, you'll notice that outstanding men rarely stay in the matchmaking market for long, because many people are actively helping them find partners. Truly excellent men don't end up spending long periods of time without a girlfriend. The man who came to me last week reached out to me again this afternoon on WeChat, asking if I could introduce another woman to him. I directly told him, "I'm afraid I can't introduce anyone to you. Last time, when I introduced that woman to you, you complained about her looks. You guys may say that a woman just needs to be virtuous and able to manage the household, but I tell you, for men with high income, they are really very picky about a woman's appearance."
Oh, okay. So probably they're just looking for a trophy wife. We have that term here in the Philippines. I don't know if it's also used in other countries, but for some wealthy men, they need a good looking woman, especially when they are what you call this, attend any gatherings, and also let's say for a charity ball, something like that. So they need a woman who is good looking, who will also lift their I think their ego, because they find a good looking woman, and also attending with this prestigious events also lifts their aura, or probably people's impression on them.
Looks are extremely important to them. So, sisters, you must accept this reality. Sisters, please don't believe those online matchmaking ads like, "I'm 40 years old, I have a house and a car, earning this much a year. and I want a certain type of woman.
Okay. So usually that's the when we look at that at the brighter side of things. So basically, if someone sees you that you are very successful person, you only attract a person who is, let's say, a low income, doesn't have anything, or doesn't have any properties yet. So you either become a sugar daddy or sugar mama, right? So imagine, why are these people on the dating app? Because they want some quick escape, I guess, or finding the right person or partner is basically the other mindset that they have. But other than that, probably is getting out of their poverty line or getting away from their current situation when it comes to financial problems.
It may seem that these men have low requirements, but in fact, men with high incomes don't appear on the matchmaking market.
Right?
They don't fall to the point where they need matchmaking services.
Mm-hmm.
Truly successful men usually find their partners through their personal networks, friends, or in higher-end social circles. They
Right.
don't need to go to matchmaking agencies.
Yeah.
So, if you want to find an excellent man, you must first become an excellent woman. Do you understand? It's not enough to be unattractive and lack abilities and still expect to find an outstanding man. These men are outstanding for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't become successful to downgrade for a woman who is not excellent. Some of you may ask, are excellent men always good men? I say not necessarily,
Yeah,
but
probably
highly
not
successful
not
men
all.
are more likely to be good men. Because successful men generally have good qualities.
Mm-hmm.
They need to work hard, and it's because of their efforts that they become outstanding individuals.
Mm.
Did you know that you can create a fully functioning website in minutes using AI? Well, let me show you how. So first,
Excellence doesn't equal perfection. Excellent people can still have flaws.
Mm-hmm.
But outstanding men often have qualities that are socially recognized. So, when looking for an excellent partner, you must understand this. So, I still want to remind you, sisters, don't treat men like fools. If you're not an excellent woman, don't expect to find a perfect man.
Right, right.
Sorry, those men really won't be interested in you. So, you must accept this harsh reality. Let me tell you again about what it means for a woman to be excellent. Being
Mhm.
excellent as a woman doesn't mean competing with men in terms of income.
And that is the perfect mindset for feminists in the West. So that's the level that they are trying to, let's say, that's the level that they want to reach for these men or for these successful men.
What do men want? Most wealthy men want a woman who is beautiful, with a good figure, or from a good family, or has a decent job, and they want her to have a good personality.
Mm-hmm.
For example, be gentle, virtuous, and kind.
We don't want a nagging woman. That high pitched voice definitely a big turn off for us. So please don't find someone who always nag and do cussing or cursing, even from a simple thing that you're doing. Because when she gets angry or out of control or not in her mood, definitely you're going to have that cursing words.
If you don't understand these principles, sisters, please take the time to reflect on them.
40岁没男人要，所以才说不结婚。
I often see comments saying that I'm 40 and still not married, implying
And imagine, she's a good looking woman, right? But of course, there are reasons why she's still single and in her 40s right now.
that no man wants me, and that's why I don't want to get married. Every time I see such comments, I can't help but smile, but what I want to say is, my beauty doesn't need me to beg any man to want me. It's about whether I want to choose those men, not the other way around. I think the saddest thing for Chinese women is that they've always believed their lives must depend on a man who loves them, as if a woman's ultimate goal is to find a husband. This so-called charming man mindset and reliance thinking are deeply rooted, influencing the views of many people. In fact, once you break out of this vicious cycle, your mindset will become much lighter, and you will feel much more relaxed. Especially for many Chinese parents from a young age, they brainwash their daughters, telling them to be obedient, well-behaved, good at housework, and virtuous and gentle, or else they will have no one to marry.
And that is the correct composition or ingredients or perfect traits of a woman, right? Oh, okay. Wrong pause. Sorry.
This mindset makes many girls feel inferior from a young age, as if they are products in the market, being picked, scrutinized, and evaluated by others. It seems that in life, you can only gain recognition by constantly pleasing others. Many times, women's worth is simplified to whether they can be a good wife and mother. If someone compliments you by saying, "You're gentle, perfect for being a wife," you might even feel proud. But this kind of compliment actually suggests that you're easy to control and exploit.
Not really. No, because if that is a trait, I mean, being gentle or being courteous, that bring us peace. Because if you want, let's say for example, if a man wants something on in the house, and probably just asking where it is, and the wife or the woman says, I don't know, find it yourself or something like that, definitely that brings tension, you know. But if you ask a woman where is my key, for example, or where did I put my keys, and she told you where it is, gently or in a good tone, in a sweet tone, definitely it will not raise uh, any situation wherein you can uh, fight, right? So the feminist mindset is taking over these Chinese women, especially this woman. Oh, too bad.
Honestly, I've never liked such praise. I'd rather be myself than cater to others. But why should I do that? I don't care what others like. I only care about whether I'm comfortable with myself and whether my life is happy.
And you can see this type of women posting this type of contents on social media, just gaslighting their decision that it is very easy and it is okay to be single and older at the same time. Yeah, but what about the time that they are alone in the room or in the night? Probably they are depressed, thinking that they want someone who is be there for them when they are getting old and older.
I won't tolerate any injustice. For me, my own feelings are more important than any external evaluation. I believe every girl should have an independent personality and character, and should not rely on anyone's evaluation to define her life. We don't need to wait for others' judgment or evaluation, because we are already good enough. If I can't meet a man who satisfies me, I'd rather live alone.
Okay, so I think she's putting it only for her convenience. Imagine having a relationship is a two-way communication. Yeah, right? There are needs that your partner can provide, and vice versa. And she's only doing it for herself, I guess. Okay, I really pity this woman. She will get old and doesn't have anyone besides her, and probably she's gonna end up in nursing home. If there is any in China, let me know in the comments, guys.
I will never settle for a man I don't like just to be in a relationship. Being happy with myself is the most important thing.
Oh, really? Being happy with yourself? Really? I doubt that. Definitely doubt that.
我就想知道现在男生结婚都看什么？
I really want to know, what do men look for when getting married now? Do you focus on a woman's character or her personality, or do you consider her age?
All of the above. All of the above.
Or is it about her family background? Or is her educational background important?
That's really when it comes to educational background, because if you're good enough when it comes to creating hustles or grinding every day, it doesn't really matter.
Or perhaps it's about whether her values align with yours.
Definitely values as well. Yes.
Or do you care if she's beautiful? What exactly do you look for in a woman? I feel that getting married is really difficult for me right now because as a 36-year-old woman, my
wow.
options are almost non-existent. I feel like I've become part of the difficult to marry group
Yeah,
because whether it's men of my age or older, they have many picky standards.
correct.
Many men of my age think I'm too old and my fertility is no match for women under 30.
Facts.
And men in their 40s may think that since I'm already 36 and haven't married, I must have very high standards.
Admit it, women.
Also, many people may have doubts about why I haven't gotten married, assuming there's something wrong with my health.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, when it comes to men in their 40s or 50s who are divorced and have children, they might be concerned about how I'll treat their kids, which further limits my options.
Correct. Definitely. So that's the one I'm talking about earlier.
So right now, I feel like I have no men to choose from. Some people suggest that I could try dating a man in his 20s, but I personally feel that the age gap is just too large and our
And according to study, if you have a partner and if you're going to have children, which you and your partner have as this age gap or longer age gap, the health of the child or the children will have an impact on them.
our life experiences and perspectives would be very different. We probably wouldn't be a good match, so I'm not interested in trying with younger men. Therefore, I feel completely lost. It really feels like it's nearly impossible for me to find a partner now. I would advise younger women not to wait until they're 35 or 36 to get married,
Okay, women, listen. Listen to her advice.
because I now truly understand that this age really means the opportunities for women to choose a partner are gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard, and the options are extremely limited. In fact, my ideal marriage partner would be a man who is divorced and doesn't have children, but this group of people is incredibly rare, almost like a needle in a haystack. It's really hard to find one.
我43岁了，没有结婚，也没有生过孩子。
I'm already 43 years old, and I have neither married nor had
Oh,
children.
wow.
Recently, I posted some videos to share my feelings over the years. I said that these years, I have actually lived in great loneliness,
Yeah, it shows in her eyes, right?
turning myself into an isolated island. However, some netizens seem unable to understand, and some even question me. They all say that a woman like me, with my conditions, how could I not be married? They think there should be a long line of people chasing after me, and they wonder how I could not have met the right person all these years. Indeed, when I was younger, many people pursued me, but at that time, I didn't particularly consider marriage. I didn't have a clear plan for marriage, and I didn't actively accept those who pursued me. As a result, many excellent men were missed. Today, I realize that I may not have seized some important opportunities back then. Additionally, some netizens suggest that I could adopt a child. However, to be honest, I feel that I don't have the ability to independently raise a child on my own. So, I have never seriously considered adoption. I believe that if I truly wanted a child, I should have a relatively stable family environment and support, rather than relying solely on myself to bear this responsibility.
Yes.
Another topic that people are particularly concerned about is my fertility.
Yes.
Many
it is.
ask me, "You're already 43 years old. Do you still have the ability to give birth?"
And it's also quite dangerous for women who are already in the 40s and will give birth. Okay, so their life are probably in the 50-50 situation when they are giving birth. So I know someone from my friends and other person that I know of that it's quite difficult to give birth when you are in your 40s, definitely. And some OB-GYN, like the OB-GYN for my wife, the last time she gave birth to our second child, is she advised my wife not to get pregnant anymore because it is hard for her age to give birth anymore.
To this, my answer is, of course, my health is fine, and my fertility is normal. I don't have any physiological problems. It's just that I am a little older. But now that I am at this age, I actually don't want to have children anymore. After all, I will be 44 next year. To be honest, for a woman, it becomes increasingly difficult to conceive at 44. Since I have never had children, I do feel some fear inside me, worried that I won't be able to handle the challenges of pregnancy and childbirth. Over the years, I often think in the quiet of the night about my choices regarding love and childbirth.
See, that loneliness of night strokes definitely really hurts them a lot. And then they just realize what are the wrong decisions they've done in their younger years.
Although I had many opportunities when I was young, as I grow older, I gradually realize that some choices are becoming fewer, and many opportunities have already been missed. I can only let go and live happily on my own.
Can women over 30 still find their ideal and excellent partner? I can only say it is possible, but the probability is extremely low and the difficulty is quite high. Many
Yes.
times, older single women will label themselves as high quality and believe that they are outstanding and therefore should be able to find a suitable partner. But in reality, there is some contradiction between being high quality and carrying the older single woman label. If you are truly that outstanding, why have you not married yet?
Yes.
For example, if you have a good figure, an attractive appearance, and many admirers, why has no man been able to marry you? This means that either your standards for choosing a partner might be too picky, or that the men who meet all your expectations and qualities just don't like you.
Yeah.
In real life, it is very rare for a high-quality man to be willing to marry a woman who is a few years older than him. Indeed, while some excellent men might be willing to consider a woman a bit older, such men are relatively few. Therefore, as an older single woman, you must clearly understand the reality. View your marriage and dating situation rationally, and appropriately adjust your standards for choosing a partner. After all, your actual situation is an important factor affecting your marriage choices. You cannot just focus on finding the perfect Prince Charming, but should make a more rational and realistic choice based on your current situation.
Right.
Only in this way can you find a suitable partner in the real world. Do you agree with my point of view?
Agree.
Feel free to leave your comments. I would
Yeah.
love to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, please.
Yeah, thanks for the video, China and Varnish. That's quite information I got there, and giving us a good insight about the current situation of women around the China. So basically, what I've learned is from the past. Basically, these people in China or the Chinese do have a one-child policy, but I think it is already been outdated. I think it's outdated, right? So yeah, some of these women are already having the mindset of feminism that they are trying to portray already, and it does really affect them. So it's really sad for this fellow Asian, for the Chinese, and hopefully they can settle this situation in the future for the younger generation as well. This may be a lesson for them that all in all, when finding the right partner, basically you just need to be a realist. You don't have to be an idealist person. If you're finding a man who is rich, good looking, it does exist in some situation, but not all women will have that opportunity to have that kind of or sort of that partner. So if you like this video, guys, kindly subscribe and leave a like or comment, and that really helps a lot. Okay, bye.